Hi class. Today's burning question asks, would you have to put an apostrophe S after the words in the flipped video titled Plural Noun Spelling Rules? Well, before I answer your question, we have to talk about something called possessive nouns. A possessive noun is when a noun owns or possesses another noun. So, for example, Andy's toys. The toys belong to Andy. Or Holly's cake. She owns the cake. Or Jake's dog, right? The dog belongs to Jake. All of these are possessive nouns. And there are a couple of rules that we have to remember with possessive nouns. The first one talks about singular possessive nouns. That's when you have one single noun and it's owning or possessing something. So one dog might have a nose, one dog's nose. Or one fox has a den, one fox's den. Some other examples, if I had one baby, I'd say one baby's bottle. I'd put an apostrophe S at the end to show that possession. Or one day, could add an apostrophe S at the end to say one day's homework. The homework belonged to that day. It was in that day. The second rule regards plural nouns. That's when we have two or more nouns owning something. So if we had two dogs and they had noses, or two foxes and they owned dens, we're going to put an apostrophe after the S that is already on that plural noun, because plural nouns usually get an S at the end, right? That's the general rule. So we're pretty much just adding an apostrophe. A couple more examples. If I have two babies, I make the babies plural, and then I just add an apostrophe at the end. Two babies' bottles. Or 2 days, I would just put an apostrophe after the S at the end. 2 days homework. The last rule regards irregular plural nouns. Remember, those are plural nouns that don't follow normal rules, basically meaning they don't have an S at the end where we can just add an apostrophe. Remember, those examples might be like children, mice, geese, teeth. They're irregular. They don't follow rules. So here you're just going to add an apostrophe S like we did with the singular possessive nouns because there's not already an S at the end. We can't just add an apostrophe. So one child, there we go, would become two children. That's the plural irregular. And then we're going to add an apostrophe S after the end. Two children's bottles. Or one goose becomes two geese. And then we're going to add an apostrophe S to make it possessive. Two geese's nests. Now that's a lot of information. If you're watching this video earlier in the year, you're getting a whole unit's worth of information in like 3 minutes. So don't stress if you're like, that's really hard. We'll take our time and we'll practice it later. However, I wanted to show you these rules so that you know that the only time we add an apostrophe S is when we're making something possessive. So to answer your question, plural noun spelling rules is not owning anything. It's not showing any kind of possession. It's just making rules plural, saying there's more than one. So it wouldn't need any apostrophe. Hope that answers your question. Feel free to ask me if you'd like me to slow it down or teach you anything else about possessive nouns. Thank you very much and have an awesome day.